Welcome once again. Shut Up and Jam. Dante and Craig with you.
Heyo.
We're talking free agency. We're talking the madness that's going on in the NBA right now. Big trades.
The old NBA.
Obviously,
some big ones.
The major ones being, I don't know, what would you say? Who do you think is bigger? The George trade or the Butler trade?
Or Jimmy Butler? I don't know. They're both pretty even. I guess the Thunder are already like a Western Conference playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
So them getting a superstar maybe is a bigger deal.
Yeah. I think it's like the rich getting richer.
Yeah.
Whereas Minnesota, they still they still finished in the bottom three, I believe.
Yeah,
West,
right. So they're pretty bad, but they
But
got a lot better.
I believe in
because they also did some free agent signings.
Yeah, and we'll get into that.
My thing I was thinking about with the Thunder is like they weren't good enough to win with Westbrook and Durant.
Mm-hmm.
And like Paul George is a great player. I love Paul George, but he's not as good as Durant.
Yeah.
So it's like they're a less good version of the same team they were like 2 years
before.
ago or 3 years ago, and they weren't like easily not good enough to win the title. So
it's a difficult situation because Westbrook is such a dominant ball handler.
Yeah, he is.
And being the guard, the point guard,
yeah,
that's kind of, you don't want that, you know. Kind of goes against what you're doing, but
yeah, he does. I mean, like, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing because he gets like all those assists, but I think like that's more because he's so ball dominant that he can't help but get assists, and he eats up all the clock and then passes it to an open guy. But he's like, he's probably the like least good facilitator per assist. If you like prorated it to his assists.
Yeah, compared to all the other points he's scoring.
Yeah. There are guys that are better facilitators that get less assists. It's so weird.
So yeah, let's just get into it. This is a quick recap of the NBA free agency 2017 as July 7th today. All right, let's do it. Ricky Rubio goes to Utah for 2018 first-round pick via OKC.
Yeah, that's right. That was just a straight trade, just for the pick?
Just for the pick.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I mean, what do you think of, obviously, Ricky Rubio's position in Minnesota? Things had changed there, and they were trying to get rid of him for a while,
that was interesting that they like got rid of both of those point guards, him and Chris Dunn.
Yeah, the Chris Dunn experiment didn't work. They only gave it, what, a year?
Yeah, a year.
And that was
it. Like, not a lot of playing time. I heard I didn't watch that many Timberwolf games, but I heard he was bad. It wasn't just like, you know, being a rookie. It was like he played really bad.
Mm.
But he is still super young. And then Rubio played like some of his best basketball of his career. That might have been like his best year.
Oh, this last year?
Yeah. And then he gets
his shot percentage definitely improved.
Yeah.
He actually had other people to pass to.
Yeah. He had
score.
Really good guys. So that must have been, Thibodeau just thought he wasn't good enough.
Paul George goes to OKC for Victor Oladipo. And Dominant, was it Domantas Sabonis?
Sabonis. Yeah, it's Arvydas Sabonis' son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's only like 20. He should be pretty good. I like him. And Oladipo's really good.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And it seems like, obviously, the Pacers are kind of in this rebuilding stage or retooling.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the best they can with that whole trade.
It's like you kind of like, people always expect these like equal returns in trades.
It's never that way.
It's just like it's never.
And then they rag on the teams
that
they don't get the trades that they expect.
And it's like, I just think of it more as like, you know, you hit a point where you need to trade a guy. It's over, so you've decided to trade this guy, and you take the best offer you can get.
And to some extent, they have you over a barrel.
Value. Yeah.
Because there's
like a lot
time
of factors.
gap. You know, there's a window.
Yeah,
you have to deal with these things.
And it can hit a certain point where it's like, you don't have like leverage now.
Yeah.
And like we know we can just wait for free agency and
I'm
not
looking
give
at
up
you,
anything
DeMarcus Cousins.
and sign him. Yeah, the Cousins is like a great example. And Butler and Paul George.
Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, signs
Who?
$201 million.
Yeah.
5 years.
Billion?
He becomes
Oh.
it should just be billion.
Yeah.
He becomes the highest paid player in the NBA.
Yeah.
Deserves it, right?
Definitely more than Mike Conley. Who I
Yeah,
like,
that's
but
true.
it was
His
just
last
weird
year,
that he was
everybody
the
was
top paid
scratching
player.
their head like, what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? The salary cap is whacked
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
weird. I like he's super good, but that was just really weird. You got more than Anthony Davis and LeBron and Durant.
Do you think it's even, should we even have this discussion? It's just going to be Cavs and Warriors next year?
I think so.
We're all fooling
It
ourselves.
sure fucking sounds like it. That's, I think it was obviously
Let's not be delusional.
a good move for Golden State. If anyone's worth it, he's worth it.
Yeah. Blake Griffin stays with the LA
Yeah.
Clippers. 5 years, $173 million.
That's interesting. I think they kind of had to do it.
They had to do
it.
something
Yeah,
with
it's like,
Chris Paul leaving.
If they didn't do it, they were going to suck for a long, long, long time before they started getting like good draft picks and building back up. And then they had a huge contract in DeAndre and a good player that's locked in under a big contract. So
Things are definitely changing in Lob City. Jamal Crawford leaving.
yeah,
JJ Redick. Chris
yeah.
Paul.
Yep.
The experiment is no more.
It's the Lob City's over.
They're just going to be a special team on 2K one of these years. And that's all everybody will remember.
But they got Gallinari. I like that.
That's right.
I think that's pretty good. I mean, a little bit of a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Yeah, and how do you... Well, we'll get to him as well, that Euro player they just signed. Did you hear about that?
The Clippers?
Yeah.
No.
His name's in here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me... Oh, yeah, Drew Holiday. This is interesting.
Yeah, Drew.
That
was
New Orleans
kinda
Pelicans,
similar to
5-year, 126.
Yeah.
Now, where would you rank Drew Holiday at point guards? Top 15?
Yeah, he's probably top 15. He'd probably be right around there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that he'd be much higher than that.
I mean,
he's got a lot of offensive ability.
It is a lot of money, but...
Yeah, I think he's definitely
That's one of those things that
overpaid.
you can't let him go.
No, and it was like overpay or he's gone. You weren't going to get him at his market value.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And so... and then it's kind of a similar thing, I think, to the Blake thing. It's like, well, I mean, that'd be like giving up to let him go. And then not only will we not be good enough, we already have these other big contracts. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. You have to keep your good players. And they don't have another point guard either. Like, they would have had nothing there.
I heard that they will, after next year, they will have that max... Or they'll have the cap space to offer DeMarcus the max contract, yes.
That's pretty cool.
Even with this Holiday contract, so.
Yeah, and Davis. They're both... That's a lot of money in two guys.
And it's going to be a lot of money for three.
Yeah.
If they play their cards right.
Boogie might leave.
I really think so. All right, little sidebar. Where does Boogie go?
Yeah.
We were talking about this before. I think he's going to go to the East. I think he's going to reunite with John Wall.
That would be really cool.
And wreck shop.
In D.C., the capital.
Yeah.
The Bullets. Washington Bullets.
Washington Bullets.
I think that's definitely a possibility. Because, Boogie, he's all about, like, loyalty and stuff. So, he doesn't care what the most obvious place is to go or what everyone thinks he should go. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. If anything, he's going against that.
He's going to go where he wants to go.
Now, that doesn't mean he only wants to go somewhere obscure. Like, I could see him going the Lakers or the Knicks or Houston or something. Like, I could see that. But at the same time, he wouldn't just do it to do it. And he might be thinking about what everyone who has been watching basketball since Cousins and Wall were in Kentucky. Everybody wants those two to get back together.
Yeah, can we do this for more than just a year?
Yeah.
Calipari?
Yeah, right?
The fuck?
And it was amazing together. I think they could still be amazing together. And they both say, like, really good things about each other still, like, in interviews. But he might stay in New Orleans, because him and Davis is unlike any duo I've ever seen.
And they haven't really had that great of an opportunity to refine whatever it is that core is going to be.
I want to see.
Like it's a Twin Towers sort of thing.
And both guys can like do so many things.
Jeff Teague goes to Minnesota, 3 years, $57 million.
I like that a lot.
I
I think that explains what happened to Dunn and Rubio. He's like, I could have these, like an okay guy and a guy I obviously just don't like in Dunn. And Rubio's like, okay.
He's
but
passable.
He's upgrading with
Teague,
definitely. Yeah, Teague's a good player.
And then right after that, Taj Gibson goes to Minnesota. 2 years, $28 million.
Yeah.
Tibbs is just getting all of his guys.
Taj, Teague, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, that upgrades their defense so high. I mean, they've got to be like one of the better defensive teams this year.
Definitely. Kyle Korver stays with the Cavs.
Yeah.
3 years, $22 million.
We were both a little surprised by that.
I was more. What were you surprised by? Because I was surprised they had the fucking money to. To pay this guy.
That's what my dad always says. Like these teams are talking about that they couldn't keep this guy. They couldn't afford to keep this guy. The Warriors brought everybody back and like added, and the Cavs brought everyone back and added. How do they have the cap space, but then like the Knicks or something don't? It's just so weird. Like
that's because James Dolan wants to fucking play in his Americana rock band
more than run the finances of the
Madison Square Garden burns.
Exactly.
Figuratively, his fucking team just stinks up the joint.
Yeah, that's no good.
All right.
Which player were you talking about?
Taj Gibson.
Oh, Taj, yeah.
Excuse me, Kyle Korver.
Yeah, Korver, yeah. Yeah, I was just surprised that, because, like, they got him and it just didn't seem like if he fit in that well. Like, they didn't get as much out of him as he has been producing for the last, 6 years. And it didn't seem like it was really his fault. So maybe that's what they think. Well, let's run it back and figure out how to use, because that guy's just a sniper.
Yeah, it has to be. We have to make this work.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the sort of role player that the Cavs want and would be looking for anyways.
It is, yeah.
So why get rid of a guy that they're just going to get a clone of him down the road?
And I thought I heard he was not great when he first got traded over, and then he kind of the last few weeks of the season he was doing a lot better.
It started to click.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry stays in Toronto, 3 years, $100 million contract.
I kind of thought he was going to stay.
Have you ever seen so much money in your life?
That's a pretty good contract though, because they didn't. That's they have that crafty GM. He's like the Billy Bean of basketball or whatever. That Masai Ujiri.
The Great White North.
Yeah, the Great White North. Yeah. I don't think Masai Ujiri is Canadian, but maybe.
Possibly.
Oh shit, grasshopper. But that was kind of a crafty signing, because I think a lot of other GMs would have signed him to a shitty contract, because he's super good, but he's too old to get more than 3 years, and more, even a couple more mil would have felt like an overpay maybe.
Yeah, I think this is just fine. I think they actually gave him a little more than he was worth.
Maybe,
but I like those 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a player option or a team option at the end there.
And all the salaries are, inflated and seem super weird. So, that's why I just hear every signing, they're like, oh my god, he got that much, oh my god, he got that much. And it's that's a different conversation. That's you're talking about, you think pro athletes make too much money. Relatively, that's, what they should make.
I mean, be real, we have to, everything has to be... Let's compare or contrast to Mike Conley's.
It's all built on Mike Conley, yeah.
Contract. All right, Ben McLemore, the experiment is finally over with. He goes to Memphis.
You pronounced it wrong. It's Michael Jordan.
2 years, 10.7 million.
200. 2 years, 10.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would give him the change out of my car's change bin. And that's about it.
So we are Kings fans here.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that.
The experiment is over.
Recorded out of sunny Sacramento, California. And it was a scorcher today.
I'm so... yeah, it was.
The sprawling metropolis of Sacramento,
I'm so glad
California.
He is gone. They didn't re-sign him.
We watched this guy a lot. For people who don't know about Ben McLemore, don't watch Kings games, and you think about what he did in college, and, like, when you see his highlights and, like, his form looks, like, perfect, and he has that high release and the ball just swishes, like, you wouldn't believe how different his plays are, like, that aren't the highlights. The highlights all look good, and every other play, he's killing the team. It's like playing with 4 guys when he's out there.
This is one of those situations that we were kind of talking about before we started the show.
Yeah.
Where in college, a guy, his strengths will be heightened and his weaknesses can be hidden.
Kind of hidden, yeah.
And that was a prime example where...
It really was.
Ben never made that step forward.
No.
I mean, he was there, but he'll always be the 9th or 10th option on the team.
Everything I've heard, he's like a great guy. He tries very hard, and he tries to listen to the coach and do everything they want. And he would work more than what was scheduled. You know, he'd practice more than he was supposed to. So
it's nothing against his work ethic or anything like that. It just it didn't work, and for him. You know, happy trails to him. But maybe he'll get a better start in Memphis.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. Is that where he went? Was Memphis?
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
And you know what? That's kind of a small market team.
Yeah, that might be a good spot.
And hey, you know, he could start all over again. So why not?
He doesn't have that doesn't seem to have that like killer instinct where he's just like dying to win. You know, he just like he's happy to be there. He just wants to be friends with everybody. Like he's not, you know, like Cousins and not that Cousins is really a winner. He's fucking lost way more games in the NBA, but he just like wants it so bad. Yeah.
To a fault almost.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap, to Denver via Atlanta, 3 years, $90 million sign and trade.
Yeah.
So Paul Millsap is playing with the Joker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I didn't even I forgot about that.
They got a young Murray. They got some
I like Murray.
Guards that I'm liking.
Yeah, there's another guard that we like on that team. Sometimes that Will Barton guy looks pretty good. He looks like a microwave oven. He just gets hot and hits like 12 straight points. God, who's the other guard, though, that they just got? Like last year. Was that Jamal Murray?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
There is another shooting guard they have. Oh, Gary Harris? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
he's pretty good. They're one of those teams that almost like Boston before Hayward, I guess. When they're just really deep, 11 guys on their team are really good players that should be in a rotation, but they just don't have a star.
I really like that
Jokic or whatever. He is on his way to being a star, so I guess he's their star.
Nikolai
and Millsap is close.
That's going to be some, a little bit of leadership for the Joker, Jokovic.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah,
it's a good 3 year. I mean. Yeah, 3 years.
It's a lot of money, but
30. Yeah,
but they're not paying anyone that much. Like Gallinari was one of their bigger contracts.
Yeah, they can afford to pay him.
Yeah,
definitely.
And 3 years. Isn't Millsap 31 or 32? He's getting old. Mm-hmm. He's still really good. I mean, I think he's definitely going to be good this year.
This is probably the biggest contract
30 mil.
Of his professional career.
It is, yeah.
Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors. He re-signs 2 years, $53 million.
He wishes he was as good as Ben McLemore. That's all I know about
he wishes he was as good as Lonzo.
Yeah.
With LeVar Ball on his shoulders, shooting shooting threes with that ugly shot.
LeVar Ball could play Michael Jordan one-on-one. Kill him. Kill him. Is that Big Baller? We are presented by Big Baller Brand. We almost forgot our sponsor, Big Baller Brand. Buy our $400.
If you can't afford it, you ain't a big baller.
That's true. You can't argue that fact.
It's a great tagline. Darren Collison goes to Indiana.
Yeah, he's a trader. Fuck him.
$20 million. Love DC.
No, I love DC.
He's great.
He's one of my favorite.
I'm sure Kings Indiana. They got to steal with him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he's never gotten paid his value to me. Not that he's a star, but he's always been balling on a budget. Nah, I just wanted to say that. But he's always been, like, undervalued. Like, I feel like he should have gotten more like 13 a year.
I agree.
But
maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
Collison.
Yeah, I really like
your
Collison.
agents will make it happen.
And they lost Teague. He's not as good as Teague, but he's like a poor man's Teague.
He's a poor man's,
speedy,
like,
shooter.
Defensive. Name your point guard in the league.
Yeah,
because he can fill those roles, but
yeah, he can. Yeah,
he's almost like forgettable, but he's definitely underrated.
Yeah,
George Hill goes to Sacramento, 3 years, $57 million.
George Hill, another legendary player going to a legendary team. That's all I have to say.
So Sacramento, for whatever reason, actually made some good free agent signings,
and I thought that was about. That made sense to me, the contract, the length, and the years. That made a lot of sense.
He's going to be there with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Hopefully
kind of a mentor.
Kind of nurtures, mentor.
To me, we just watched the first Sacramento Kings Summer League game, which we'll get into in a little bit.
That was so good.
But, oh my God, Fox. Swipe of the Fox. I mean, I kind of think he should start even with George Hill.
I like how it's going to be very competitive.
Yeah. I think that's the best part of it, is that it keeps... We got a team full of kids, but we're not just, like, blindly handing them the keys, which is kind of what we did with Macklemore.
You get some veterans, and that works with
everybody's brought on slow.
Our next guy, Zach Randolph, goes to the Kangs, 2 years, $24 million.
Zebo. He's like Cousins before Cousins came in the league. But he, like, grew up and got out of the shitty attitude, like, when he was still in Portland or when he left Portland. And now he's just like, I don't know, he seems like that kind of mentality you wish like all 12 guys had or all 13
He's
guys.
A floor general. He's, it's like...
energy, lead by example.
Protect the rack sort of thing.
Yeah. Protect...
No easy buckets.
Toughness-wise, protecting, like, he'll be the badass of the team.
Yeah.
But then, also, like, in the system, protecting the rim and stuff.
Omri Caspi goes to the Golden State Warriors 1 year, $2 million.
Yeah, I love Omri Caspi.
Good for Omri.
Shalom. I love Omri Caspi.
We love Caspi here.
Yeah.
He was awesome for the Kings.
Another guy that has the perfect, like, attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to win, and he plays his fucking ass off.
And people think he pretty much just shoots threes. He's a pretty good rebounder, and he actually is, like, a good on, like, dribble drive to the basket. And you wouldn't
he gets
think
to the
that
line
looking
a lot.
at him. Yeah, and he gets to the line, yeah.
Surprisingly. Gordon Hayward to Boston, 4 years, $128 million.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones.
Yeah, that has to be besides Paul George and Chris Paul. I don't think we've got to that yet.
Out of the signings, probably the biggest one.
It's hard to say.
Or, at least that changed teams. Like, because Curry and Durant would be bigger, but
it's hard to say exactly. It being the 7th right now. What Boston's going to look like maybe in a week or 2 weeks from now.
They might make another move.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be very different because they've been stockpiling those picks for so long.
Yeah,
they're going to do something, and I think Memphis is the team.
It seemed like they were going to get Butler or Paul George for sure.
I don't know.
And they just like waited it out too long, and now it's like, well, now it's too late.
Gallinari, he goes to the Clippers via Denver, 3 years. $65 million sign and trade.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Probably a little overpaid.
Yeah.
But I like Gallinari. He's like a real good three-point shooter. He's super tall and basically can't be blocked with those jumpers. But I think it's a little overpay. I don't think he's like great on defense. But they lost Redick, so they lost a lot of shooting with that.
Yeah, and they lost Crawford too.
I feel like you kind of replaced your three-point shooting of Redick with Gallinari. That's pretty close. Just on three-point shooting.
Good thing they have Austin Rivers, though, right?
Oh, God, yeah, I don't even want to get into him. Yeah, and Crawford, that's a pretty big loss, too. I mean, he's been, like, the heart of their team.
Yeah.
And obviously Chris Paul.
Back to that Gordon Hayward signing real quick.
Yeah.
It seems like they're going to have to be given up. They just gave up Bradley earlier today.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with Smart, but they're moving those pieces.
They'll keep him.
Yeah.
Now that they didn't get Fultz.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I know. He's still. I wouldn't say he's like guaranteed to stay though.
Do you think as of right now the Celtics are a better team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they definitely got better. They added a beastly all-star and a scorer. And then Jason Tatum, who's like one of the best kids in the draft too.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that.
That's pretty good. And he had 21 points in his first summer league game.
Yeah, a lot of upside.
I think, but then they still have Crowder, right? But they said that Gordon Hayward signing might change into a sign and trade. And then he's technically signed by Utah and traded to the Jazz for probably Jay Crowder.
Yeah, but it's almost, I don't know, like that we were talking about it before, that Crowder deal is, I don't know, I think they might use it for...
Oh, he's like a very underpaid
player. It's like a sneaky good contract for
like
whoever
you think they
owns
should just trade that for a better asset?
Big. Exactly, that's what I was trying
to say.
When
they don't really need to trade.
They
want to get rid of money, but, I mean, it's like...
Well, that's the thing. I would cut somebody else to just keep him.
And maybe they just did that with Bradley.
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah, Bradley. So maybe
they weren't going to be able to keep him anyways because it was
send Crowder for something else.
For what he was worth. I mean, really, they're just making a little downgrade to Morris, but it's a huge cap space.
Now, I kind of wonder though, like, what are they going to do at shooting guard? I mean, he was already undersized. Now, like, I can't even name one of their shooting guards. Oh, Terry Rozier, I think, is their, like, only shooting guard. And they have, like, 4 small forwards. Unless they're going to play Gordon Hayward at shooting guard. Because he can play
maybe a little bit too.
Guard. That'd be cool. But
Dirk Nowitzki re-signed with the Mavs. He quit. The Nitwit?
Nitwit, yeah.
I like this. He restructured his contract, 2 years, $10 million. He helps out the team.
That's such
It's going to be the 20 seasons this season for him.
Do you think Cuban is like, bro, technically you signed on for, let's finger quotes, $10 million?
Yeah.
But, like, I'm going to give you a casino and, like, $50 million, like, in 2 years, and it won't be on our cap. And, I mean, how does Dirk, like, why does he do that? I'd just be like, no, like, you have to pay me. I don't know. I mean, not that I think maybe I like when players do what he did, but I mean, he went way under.
Maybe because
Durant took less too.
He saw what had happened with Kobe those last years, perhaps,
and how it like hurt his team.
Especially that last year.
Maybe that's what it is. Probably. I mean, everything I've heard about Dirk is he's like that. He's not all about money.
Milos Teodosic goes to the LA Clippers, 2 years.
Really? They got him?
Yep, they got the...
2 years, $12 million?
Sweepstakes, yep.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
He was really good in the Olympics. And him and Jokic, the Joker, from the Nuggets, was incredibly good. And a little shooting guard, I don't know if you've heard of him, goes by the name of Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's like Ozzy
that's
Osbourne.
Team Serbia.
That's Serbia, yeah. They were a great team. And that Teodosic guy, he was like textbook point guard. Like he's like kind of pass first.
He's like 6'5" too.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's very big.
I thought he was really good. And the Olympic international games are a little different than the NBA, of course, but I mean, he really looked like he could play in the NBA.
Kelly Olynyk goes to Miami, 4 years, $50 million.
Kelly. Remember that game he had that he like seriously won a playoff game for the Celtics?
That's pretty.
And the crowd was chanting
amazing.
in the Garden in Boston.
The Garden. So he goes to the Dragon, Dragic, and Dragic. You can't even say it. Dragic.
What about him?
He goes to the Heat, right? That's where Dragic is.
That's
and
right.
Whiteside.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much like the core of the team.
Yeah, Whiteside, Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, and then they brought back Dion Waiters.
Oh, and then they just
overpaid him a little
bit.
They got
I like Waiters. Was it
I'm one
Jackson
of those weird people
Johnson?
that likes Waiters. Did they end up keeping James Johnson?
Yes.
Okay,
I love that.
He's almost like a
diamond
Crowder.
In the rough. I want to talk about him.
Oh my God, he's his own thing, bro. Yeah,
let's not talk about Olynyk.
He's an alien. Yeah, Olynyk. I don't know. I like him. I feel like he's...
James Johnson, 4 years, $60 million.
So sure that Olynyk is like a pretty good player.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like those 4 years though. I like that. But it's relative. I guess it's kind of.
It could be maybe one of those things where if he ends up being as good as it looks like he could, he'll be underpaid. And if he kind of fades a little,
he'll be a little overpaid.
He'd be overpaid,
but by not much.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty good.
And then James Johnson, 4 years, $60 million. So he's getting that money pretty much off that last season on the upswing. They're thinking
he did he had one of the craziest stat lines though, like his average of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, he had everything was like good. It did not look like your average stat line. Like it was so weird.
It was like a Draymond Green stat line.
It was like Draymond, yeah.
It's like what the fuck?
And seriously, like everything was good. Like there were no stats on him that looked bad. Like I even heard advanced stats, which I don't know that much about, but they said all of them like favored him. Like he had this big positive impact. Which is weird. Because he sucked for the Kings. Remember, he played for our beloved Kings. Well, and he did have moments where we're like, dude, this guy is nutty.
Yeah, but he also had embarrassing moments where he made like a game-winning shot, and then he said that he wasn't going to change his hair for the rest of the season. He was going to keep that style because he
hit a game winner?
He hit the game winner with that.
He is one of those, like almost like Rodman. He is like one of these weird... There's this other universe in his head that we're not living in. It's James Johnson's world. We're just living in it.
The Houdini, Rudy Gay, goes to the Spurs, 2 years, $17 million.
That one was surprising to me. Except I'd heard a rumor that they were interested. But I'm just like, I don't know, Rudy, like I love Rudy. That's another guy that I like, and he has like a good attitude, and he's always been real respectful on the Kings and stuff. You know, he never talked shit. Even though he got treated kind of crappy by our organization.
Good work ethic.
But I'm like, dang, he's getting... I don't know how he fits with the Spurs. Like, a part of me thinks it makes sense. It's like, we need a little more offense, go out there and get buckets, especially when Kawhi's on the bench. But, I don't know, he's kind of like a ball hog, ball stopper. Not really ball hog, but ball stopper. And he kind of seems to go against the system a little bit. He kind of has to make his own play.
Which is not the Spurs way. It's either catch and shoot or it's drive and pass sort of thing.
He is similar to Aldridge, too. Which isn't... They still have Aldridge, right? Under contract?
I believe so.
He's still there. So they're kind of similar. Now you have two guys like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But he took a lot less money than he could have gotten on another team to go there.
Finally, so the big one that I see here.
Yeah.
Vinsanity himself, Vince Carter, going to Sacramento Kings. 1 year, $8 million.
Yeah. That's a real good contract.
So, since we're ending it with that,
legend,
right there, I guess, with... What's that?
I mean, he's basically a legend. I know he's not when he was in his prime.
This isn't the 2001 dunk contest.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just, to me, that is like... That's just one of those I mean, you're talking about... That's like... I don't know. Like getting just a player who... Like Chicago getting D-Wade or something. He's not even as good as that anymore. But just this, like,
and
legendary
not even in
player.
as many years either. It's like...
Yeah.
If somebody got... It's like if the Kings picked up Kevin Garnett or something.
Yeah, it's like Garnett.
Is he going to play that many minutes? No. But is it going to be awesome to have him on the team? Yeah.
And you just have this guy that has seen everything, done as good as you can possibly do. You know.
We had been talking about it before that now that we have Randolph and then the...
George Hill. And Vinsanity.
That's funny. Those deals are so good.
They're good
that
deals,
they might become trade bait later on.
They should be very easily tradable guys.
And perhaps I think at least one of them will be picked up.
Yeah.
So this is almost like a Billy Bean.
Last year, we did the exact same thing, which the guy I keep like kind of forgetting about that we still have is Garrett Temple.
Yeah.
He's like the same thing where he's like seasoned. He's a great mentor. He's on a real cheap contract. He would help like almost any team. And he has just like a lot of good experience. Wow, it's distracting. And so really, he I think would be easily tradable for like a good player or a young player or a pick or something.
I really hope that the Kings they finish out with. I hope Fox becomes
Swipe of the Fox.
Yeah, swipe of the Fox. We might as well just bring it up now. We just watched that first
Summer League
game.
Sacramento
Fox had
Kings.
22 points?
I didn't see his final stats.
4 assists, or no, excuse me, it was like 5 assists, 4 steals, and a few boards.
He had 4 steals.
So he went off.
Yeah, he
so
had
it's going to
really
be a lot of fun to see. You know, what were we saying that the lineup was probably going to be
for Summer League?
For Summer League, it was going to be Fox,
Buddy Hield, Buddy Love, Buddy Buckets.
Malachi Richardson.
They started Malachi Richardson at small forward. I think every time he checked into the game, it was at small forward, which is kind of interesting.
And then Scalabasier.
And then Scal was starting at power forward, got a lot of minutes. Big George, Papagiannis, the Greek peak. He's like 7 feet tall, or over 7 feet.
Throw it down one more time, big man.
He got a shitload of playing time and a bunch of opportunities and touches, tons of touches, and yeah, he didn't do a whole lot. He kind of looked like guys playing with like if you were like 12 and you were playing with like 15-year-olds, and say you were the same, even bigger than them, but it's just like they're all like smarter and they're all like a step quicker, and
it seemed like
everybody else was thinking faster than him.
When you say step quicker, that's exactly what it was. And he kind of telegraphed everything.
He did, yeah. He's like moving in slow mo. It's like I don't even know that it's necessarily like foot speed. It's like he's going, I think I should step now. And the other guys did like 5 steps, stole the ball, ran, did a layup.
It's like a way worse version of Chuck Hayes.
Move quicker, react quicker. Like, do we need to give you a coffee, spray some cold water in your face?
That being said, I'm just thinking of maybe ending it on the worst pickups or the worst trades or free agency.
The worst moves. Yeah,
the Knicks, they don't surprise. I mean, as of right now, it's not 100%, but it looks like the Knicks are going to be going at. Or did
they get anyone?
They had that Tim Hardaway Jr.
They offered him something.
They offered, so it's as of right now, it's on the table unless.
But he's restricted.
Yeah, unless Atlanta wants to match, right? But if they don't, then it's.
So he signed the offer sheet or whatever they call it. Okay, yeah.
And it's something, I think it's like $60 to $70 million, and it's, I don't understand what's going on.
He's
in
Knickerbocker
land.
He shows like flashes of being able to score in like different ways, but I don't know. He's just one of those guys, kind of like in a way like what I was saying about Olynyk, where I'm just like I'm not really sure.
You're not sold on him.
Yeah, like I definitely don't go, oh man, he's not good. He's bad. Like, I don't think that. When I watch him, I usually see him do more good than bad. I don't know. Tim Hardaway, he does kind of disappear for a little while, though.
Yeah. If you were to grade, what would be your favorite trade or free agency pickup?
I really like the Hayward one.
Yeah.
And, I was going to say Millsap.
I think I'd have to lean to the Butler. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
I really like that.
That is probably the best one, huh?
It's smart for Minnesota. I mean, the come up on that is amazing. You don't get players like that.
I would say that's the best
in trades.
Yeah.
And especially I guess going forward too, because Paul George, you don't know how long he's going to be there.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to be.
Butler, I think, is like the same type of thing. He has like this year and next year, I think, under contract, but. Butler just feels like he's probably going to re-sign.
Yeah.
Because it's Thibodeau and...
It's more about, like, the culture of the team.
And the fit. And
I like that, though. It's I definitely respect players that it's more about staying somewhere for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Or just staying somewhere. Jeez, like, everybody fucking leaves
at
this point.
Where George, I think it's more of a... kind of a trial type thing.
Yeah. It's like, just, I'll try things out here for now.
We're going to see, like, how it works and, see if you can... Because I would imagine, like, if I was going to that team, I'd just be real worried about playing with Westbrook. Like, I just don't like the way Westbrook plays.
When
even
two
though he's
stars,
like extremely talented.
You know, we're not playing 2K. It's like
it's
those
like
guys.
we're playing with 5 guys on the team, man. You can't just have the ball all the time.
Yeah, and with Westbrook, it's the offense and sometimes the defense. Everything goes through him.
Yeah, everything.
Just,
yeah,
that's too much. And
they have the Kiwi, Steven Adams, the New Zealand's Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
I'm loving it.
But we love, for all the Sacramento Kings fans out there around the world, because I know most of the country kind of roots for the Kings. We all know that. That's obvious.
Don't lie.
But I like their offseason. I like their last couple off seasons.
Yeah.
And the Vladfather.
The Vladfather.
I think he.
This timeline, I'm digging.
Yeah, it's still like kind of early, but I like what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see our young. And we played the Suns tonight in that summer league game, and they're like the same as us, like just a bunch of prospects.
I think that's
going to
be a really interesting rivalry, especially and the Lakers rivalry.
And the Lakers are similar to us too, a bunch of prospects.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, Lonzo didn't have good stats. I thought he looked good tonight, though.
Yeah,
he looked like a big baller. To be perfectly honest with you, to be frank.
All right, hope you liked what you heard.
I hope you don't.
Shut up and jam.